But I think this is an interesting one. Staying single could actually improve your health. This is something that's relatable to everyone, if you're single or if you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
And I was reading another story that could be the same story, actually, from Thought Catalog online. It talks about being single and waiting for the one can be kind of a drag. It's an easy way to say you're just going to give up and just wait for your Prince Charming to come around, you know? But they're saying you should keep kissing frogs instead of staying single in this point of view.
Kissing frogs is good.
Yeah, of course, if your name is Froggy.
That's right.
But there are people who say that that may not be the best option. What you should be doing is testing out all these frogs to make sure they're not actually the prince you're looking for. Don't go around wasting your time on people you're not interested in. But if you meet someone who you think is cute and you can at least have a conversation with them, give them a chance. But in this other article, and I want everyone to give me their opinions on this in a second. Psychologists are saying that staying single can actually improve your health. From BusinessInsider.com. God, I read a lot online.
You really do.
Bella DePaulo, 63 years old. She's been single her entire life. I never wanted to get married. Living single was my happily ever after. She did a TED Talk, so she's got some brains going. I love TED Talks, by the way. She studied singles like herself for more than a decade, and her findings suggest that being single has a range of benefits, from the psychological to the physical. The belief that single people are miserable, lonely, and loveless and want nothing more than to become unsingle is just a myth.
Mm-hmm.
In 2016, she combed through more than 800 studies of single and married people and found that her own work isn't the only research to suggest that being single could have tangible health benefits, from stronger social networks to a healthier body. And the story goes on and on and on about how singles have a stronger social network than their married counterparts.
Mm-hmm.
I get that.
Yeah, because you don't have the person you come home to rely on, so you're forced to go outside.
And if you're in a committed relationship, as I am, how many of your friends did you used to hang out with a lot, and now you just don't see them that much?
Mm-hmm.
Singles may be more physically fit because you may have more time to devote to yourself.
True. Mm-hmm.
Single people could be more likely to develop as individuals because you're not worried as much about the couple aspect, right? Single men may become less generous after marriage because of the natural, onboard, wired way of trying to woo over someone. In the courting process. Single people may embrace alone time and benefit from it more than married people. Because I will tell you.
I would think it's the opposite.
Talk about it.
I would think that if you're in a relationship, you would want your alone time more and you would appreciate it more because you don't get it as much.
Right.
And a single person gets it more, so you wouldn't appreciate it as much as somebody who's with someone.
It's not being single in I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
Both of us can say that.
Yeah.
I really don't know what it's like to have a lot of thinking time to come up with things to do while I'm by myself.
Right.
It's the best.
It's just when I get my time by myself, I just automatically do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know.
It's pretty great. Being single is pretty great.
Well, then you talk about it then. You are the same. And as they announced you on the Lifetime show, dating.
Date Night Live.
Date Night Live. They said, and the single Bethany.
Yeah, I'm single. But I'm having such a good time because there's so many things that I want to accomplish in my life. And right now is the time that I'm getting it all done because I have all of this time to devote to planning things and thinking about things and going out and doing things. And I don't have to worry about coordinating my schedule with somebody else or making sure I'm paying enough attention to somebody else. I can really be kind of selfish right now in terms of how I spend my time. And I know it's maybe not always going to be like that. So I'm loving that I can do this now. We had somebody text in this morning saying that he was newly single and he was pretty heartbroken over it.
Right.
And one of the great things about that is that now you get to kind of look at yourself and reinvent yourself.
But you have to do it.
You have to do it.
And here's a new way to think about relationships or not being in a relationship. It's not about the haves and have-nots. And people think that. People think, oh, my God, I'd do anything to be in a relationship. And they think about it so much, they don't enjoy being themselves.
Right.
It's the same as the other way. God, I hate my friggin' relationship.
Right.
I do anything to be single. You're so busy dreaming about a day of being single and being independent, you forget to have a great relationship with the person you're with. And so it's not a grass is always greener on the other side thing. It's like be happy with where you are and what you're doing if you can.
If you can. And I think it's so important, too, that if you're single, spend that time, like you said, being single and enjoying it versus jumping from relationship to relationship.
Yeah.
Because I know a couple people who do that, and each relationship keeps failing for the same reasons because they don't stop and figure out why it failed in the first place, and they're not working on themselves in the meantime.
That's true.
So, Danielle, you've been married to, you've been with Sheldon
over
for
20 years.
Over 20 years.
You still like him?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a great pair, a great team.
Great.
Everybody has moments where they don't like each other. I mean, of course, and you
love them but don't like them.
Right.
This is my favorite line. You know what?
I love
you, but I hate you.
Right.
I love you, but I can't stand the sight
and
of you
you
right
have
now.
times where maybe you have a bad week, maybe you have a bad month, but in the end, if you get through that, that's what makes you know that you're with the right person. But for me, it's the opposite. I feel like, I was single, I did all that, I did the things I wanted to do. I feel like something is missing when I'm not with my kids or I'm not with my husband and I'm by myself for too long. Like, yes, I will sit and watch lots of television and take lots of naps because I don't get to do that stuff a lot. But I sit there and I go, gosh, something's missing. I need my kids. I need my husband. It's more of an empty feeling when they're not around, you know?
And that's okay. It's okay to have those feelings.
Of course.
Where did line 22 go?
Well, and that's how you know you're with the right person, too.
Right, I have that feeling sometimes when something cool happens and I'm by myself and I'm like, oh man, I wish Lisa was with me. I wish she was experiencing this as well.
Then she's with you. You're like, oh God, I wish she'd go away.
God, I wish this bitch would leave.
I'm kidding. Anyway, our call screener's messed up. We have a lot of people calling and we can't get to them. Look, Scary, I know he likes his space. He's in a relationship, but he still has space. I'm in a relationship where I still have space as well.
Yeah.
We're only together several nights a week, and we both really enjoy the way it's going.
Yeah.
And same with mine though. My husband is a real estate agent, so he works a lot, especially weekends. So I do have a lot of time where we're not together. And we have the type of relationship where we encourage each other to go with your friends.
See, that's the important
have fun,
thing.
Do your own
you
thing.
need to be with someone who supports you in your moments to be alone. Let's go talk to Kaylee. Hey, Kaylee, what's up?
Hi, how are you guys?
We're doing well. We're happy we're with people. We're happy we're single. We're just happy in general. So your current relationship works really well. Why is it working for you?
Because I took time to be single for a year and a half and to become comfortable with being single and with being alone and not dependent on somebody and only on myself. So when I met my current boyfriend, things are they work because I'm like that, because I had that time to become comfortable with myself as an individual.
And that's good, but you have to be with that person who supports it and they understand it. And they're like, you know what? I like you because you're an independent person. Okay, well then don't change me.
Mm-hmm.
Then don't make me dependent.
Right.
Don't want me to want you to be around at all times. It's okay. It's actually having confidence in yourself to make a relationship work. I really think the number one reason, in my opinion, relationships don't work is because of individuals and the way they feel about themselves.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Unless you're dating like a total a-hole.
Oh, exactly.
That's the whole different thing. All right, Katie. Well, good. Good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
And then you have Amber, who's newly single for the first time. Hey, Amber, so you were in a 5-year relationship and you're just freshly single. Like how long ago did you hatch out of this?
It was about 2.5 months ago, and I could not be happier. I feel like a new person. I just couldn't be happier. It was the best thing that's ever happened.
Isn't that nice?
Can
we all go back to those times? Those times we went back and we got out of those toxic, awful relationships, and we're like, I'm thinking about how happy I was when I got out of several different relationships, and I was like, yes. And it's great to be in one where I don't want to run away from it this time too. So what are you doing for yourself right now?
I'm taking time to focus on myself. I'm working on, being a more confident person. I'm going to be going back to school in the winter and kind of figuring out my career and, getting back on track. I was very distracted for that 5 years. So.
Yeah. It's amazing how distracting a relationship can be if it's not the right one.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're so busy. Like, I was so busy trying to make sure the other person was happy and do whatever I could do to make sure the other person was happy that I didn't get any work on myself done. So
you don't have a relationship with yourself.
That's exactly what I did.
Is that kind of creepy sounding? You need to be able to date yourself.
I do that every day.
I know. I do myself every day. But it's true, though, Amber. I mean, you really have to, and I know it sounds just so whatever, But you really have to get along with yourself. You got to be able to date yourself and take care of yourself. And that doesn't always mean working out and eating right. It means like doing good things for yourself and understanding that you deserve that. And I hope people listening who aren't doing that will do it.
Yeah. And it's about figuring out who you are so that when you're with someone else, you don't lose who you are.
Exactly, and that's what I did. I lost myself.
Yeah.
It'll never happen again.
All right, Amber. Take care of business. Thanks for listening. Finally, we talked to Stephanie, who's been in a relationship for 4 years. You love your boyfriend, but you do miss being totally independent sometimes too, right?
Yes, I do, just a little bit.
What is it that you miss?
Well, when I was single, I always, used to go out. I would enjoy myself, just like take myself out to dinner, or go listen to a band. I would be by myself just dancing, having a good time. And I feel like now it's like, I'm older, time to settle down a little bit. But at the same time, it's like I miss that part of me that would
Why
just
can't you
go
still do
out
it?
and
Why-
enjoy
why-
myself.
Stephanie?
Why can't you do both?
Work conflicts. I now have a stepson, and if he has a day where he's working, I have to stay with my stepson. It's difficult to try and get out and do something.
Yeah.
Find a way to do it.
Yeah,
I know,
you have
and
to.
it's so simple for me to sit here on my throne and declare you need to find a way to do it. But you gotta do that. You gotta find little ways to take care of yourself independently.
Yep.
You really owe it to yourself, and it will make the times when you're with your stepson better.
I know. And one thing I'm finding very difficult is I love both of them to death, but there are days like, oh my God, I just want to wring your neck.
Oh.
Well, that's
But
natural.
everybody has those days. I mean, come on.
Yeah, ask Straight Nate. He wants to wring my neck every day.
And he actually wrings some people's necks, for real. And they're buried in his basement.
I just keep telling my husband, if I left, you would just be so bored.
Yeah. Are you trying to convince him of that or no?
And this is also a conversation I'd like to have with your boyfriend, Stephanie. Is just because Stephanie wants independence from time to time, and just because she wants a little alone time, doesn't mean she doesn't love you.
Mm-hmm.
It has everything to do with you because it enhances her time when she is with you. And some people are afraid to let their significant other enjoy their own lives independently. We all need to let go and encourage our boyfriends, girlfriends, wives, husbands to get out and just enjoy your life a little bit.
Because you get resentful if they don't let you.
Hello. Best of luck with that, Stephanie.
I mean, that's one thing that in the past we had difficult conversations about. Like, he didn't understand, but now I think because I'm not screaming it at him anymore and I'm calmly telling him, look, I need one night out, I think he's starting to understand it more. He's like, okay, look,
Get out. Hurry. Run while the door is open. Stephanie, have a great weekend, okay? And thanks for listening
Thank you
to us.
guys. I love you. I'm happy I finally got through to you. I've tried so many times.
Well, you finally got through it, and your call was very important to us as well.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right, take care. And there you
got
have it.
You have to take care of yourself, whether you're in a relationship or not. Otherwise, you will get burned.
Independence makes you hot. I think so.
Hell
I don't want to be with someone who's like, what do you want to do? Oh my God, it's all about you. It's all about
Like
you.
their life can't go on without you.
What do you think about me? But enough about you. What do I think about me? Oh,
Because then you end up having to live your life and theirs.
Plus, there has to always be some mystery. There has to be. You don't want to know every single detail of every single thing. You know what I mean?
You should know what I'm thinking right now.
No.
There's a mystery.
Well, Elvis, I always remember when you told me, you had told me one time that you've got to be the person that you were that made the significant other you're with like you in the beginning.
Yeah,
If you
absolutely.
stop being that person, then that's not there anymore.